Hello, I'm Anna and I'm a digital fantasy artist, and today I'll be talking about how hard it actually is to be a full-time artist these days. It is such a dream to become a full-time artist and live off of your art, but I just wanted to make a video about it, explaining kind of how hard it is and kind of ranting about it, so I feel like a lot of people are going to understand my frustrations and struggles. But I just wanted to use this video as kind of a reality check as well, because I feel like so many people are looking to do and achieve this dream but don't understand how hard it actually is to get there. And I just really wanted to make this video to demystify the full-time artist job and for people to understand how hard people who have achieved this dream worked for it, and be like, I have so much respect for these people. They are amazing, not only on art, but the business side and the content creation side. So for you to understand that these people are so amazing. And even though I feel like in this day and age, being an artist and learning art has become so much easier, it is still such a difficult path to follow. And that's why I think that if you are considering this path, you need to be all in. And I'm here to tell you everything you need to take in consideration and all the possible struggles you're going to have when deciding to go full-time, so you can be prepared. So without any further ado, let's get into the video. I just wanted to give a little context for this painting. I'm painting a mermaid prompt. It's the Lagoon prompt, and I am really proud of this painting, so if you stick to the end, you're going to see the final result, which I loved. But anyways, the first thing that I wanted to talk about is that even when you're a really small little kid and you consider like being an artist, everyone around you in today's age is going to tell you it's not worth it. If you think about it, even as young children, we stop drawing after we learn how to write. Like, we only draw when we are kind of starting to learn how to write. So there is no motivation to keep drawing, and there are no like artist figures of today's age that we can really look up to while we are still young. We only think about art as like really classical paintings of long dead people, so it's already just ingrained in our minds that artists is not a possible job. And even after you keep pushing through and like keep drawing, if you're one of those kids, you are going to learn the starving artist mindset, and you are going to try to like think of art as only a hobby because you're so afraid of actually considering it to be a profession. So that's already such a hard thing if you think about it. And not only that, but most parents are going to be the first ones to tell you to get art out of your mind. And that is mostly because they are worried about you and they don't really understand how the internet plays because they are older. So they kind of just don't want you to go into this field. But it's really hard when everyone around you is telling you that art is not worth it and you shouldn't follow it as a career, because you don't even know how an art career looks like, because no one has told you and you need to research it, and everyone is telling you not to do that. And when your parents tell you you're not going to make it, it's so hard because they are literally your primary caretakers. Even if you have other type of family arrangement, people around you might just tell you you're not going to make it. And even if you have supportive people around you, I feel like the society itself can make this parent role of telling you you're not going to make it, because even if your parents are supportive, you might just start doubting yourself, because the pressure and the toxic thoughts inside our own head already have some of those like already present themselves as obstacles, and that is what society is trying to get in our mind, to make us not follow art as a career. So this is the first obstacle, in my opinion, to become a full-time artist. And honestly, if you have went through this obstacle and were able to go through it, give yourself a pat on the back, because it's so hard to follow a path when everyone is telling you that it's not going to work out. And then you start drawing, and then you start painting, and then you get your life on your own hands and start researching career paths and artists. And you're going to get faced with the second worst obstacle, is that everyone is going to be better than you. So people were already telling you you're not going to make it. And then you start researching art as a career path, and you see all those amazing artists that are like 1,000 times better than you, and they have like years of skills on their backs, and you just feel like, as a beginner, you just feel like, oh my god, I'm never going to make it. Like, there is no way. I still need to learn so much. So it's really, really hard. And you start going into the art market, and you realize that not only there are some jobs, even though there aren't a lot of them, but the jobs that do exist are taken by absolutely groundbreaking, amazing artists. I remember starting to search like on the concept art field, and I started seeing splash art really young, and I was like, bro, I'm never going to get there. Like, there are people that can paint like that, and I don't even know how to do a stick figure. Like, oh my god. So that's the second obstacle. You just get hit with a stone in your head, and you're like, everyone's so much better than me. And there are no internships for art. Like, there are some, but they are really expensive. And especially people like I am from Brazil, so I'm not really from the United States and stuff. So I would have to pay so much. And it's so hard. There are no like people who are going to teach you art. There's no like really such good and easy art universities. Our art universities is literally YouTube, which I love. Like, YouTube, you're doing such a great job at being an art university for us, digital artists especially. But like, you're just faced with the fact that there are so many people who are better than you, and there are no easy like learning paths for art. So you're like, oh my god, and you're not going to get paid for studying art. Like, that is not going to happen. There are no internships, you know. And again, sometimes you come from a country that doesn't even have art schools. Like, I have a course of visual arts in my country, and it's public, thank god. It's like I don't have to pay anything, but it doesn't really teach me how to be a concept artist, you know. So it's really hard with art, because there are no easy ways to learn, and you can't really find a good paying position as a beginner. Like, that doesn't work. Even if you get a studio job, which is already really hard, you're going to have to be in an intermediate level or really good level. There are no like easy entry level for beginners, especially if you're from another country. And I feel like that is why a lot of people rather go into the freelancer social media artist side, because they can keep growing their skills there and still get some visibility. But if anything I said until now, you have experienced it differently, or you have another viewpoint, or you think I'm wrong, please comment down below, because I know what I'm saying is really kind of like sad, but if you think I'm wrong, please tell me where I got it wrong, because I really wish this wasn't our reality. But going to the third obstacle, let's just say that you pushed through the fact that everyone's better than you, and you realized you're not going to get a studio job if you don't have your skills set, and you start going into the social media path, which is like easier but not actually easier. And then you realized that no one cares about what you're posting. No one cares about your art. No one cares about what you growing your skill levels. No one watches your videos. No one sees your reels. No one cares. And I feel like that's the third obstacle, because I feel like we think that we're going to grow so fast in social media, and everyone's going to love what we're doing, and like at least someone is going to love what we're doing, and no one cares about the art you're going through. And that is a really sad realization for artists. Obviously that it can change while you grow your skill set, but especially in the beginning, you need to understand that there isn't going to be some like 10,000 people following you out of nowhere and saying that, oh my god, I love your art, I love everything about your art. That's just the third artist obstacles. And pushing through it is really hard, because even if you don't expect a really large following at the start, you still want to have an art community. And if you feel like no one is liking your art, no one is following you, especially no commissions, even if you set up your commissions early on, you might not get one commission, and that can be so disheartening for young artists. And after all these previous obstacles, pushing through this one is really, really hard. It's just day in, day out, knowing no one cares, no views, no likes, no commissions, no followers, no DMs, no jobs, no nothing. And it's just you and your lonely post. But how I would advise to get through this obstacle is to focus on yourself and your art and not the visibility. Because again, for you to get any kind of job in the art industry or being a freelancer on social media, your skill set needs to be good. So take this time that if you don't need to post if you don't want to. If you feel like you get anxious for posting, don't post. Just work on your skill set alone, which is another obstacle in itself, because you kind of need to be self-taught these days, or use YouTube, but you still have to have lots of discipline. So it's pretty hard to be an artist and get your skill level set and ready. And even sometimes that is an obstacle in itself, because it throws a lot of people off, because they have jobs, they have university, they have things, other responsibilities, and they don't have time to be teaching themselves how to do splash art in the 4 hours at night that they have available. But again, there are no easy career paths these days. And if you love art and you really want to work with it, do it. Get your skill set ready and don't care about follows or likes or visibility. Make the art you love and everything is going to work out. Make time for the art that you love. And going to the fourth obstacle, and again, you can only achieve this fourth obstacle if you were able to get through it with the other three, which the last one I think is the hardest. But the fourth obstacle would be the competitive environment and the lack of formal jobs. Because I feel like even when you have your skill set ready and your portfolio is perfect, there are still so many competitions. And art, even if you get a studio job, you probably will get laid off, which is the sad part. So you can never really trust the place you're working with. Even artists that I've seen that worked on Blizzard, they were still afraid that they were going to get laid off. So it's you can't even trust your studio job to want you right these days. And I feel like people, they still ask themselves, are there actually art jobs? Because this was such a big doubt that I have while I was in my teen years. I didn't know if there were actual art jobs. Where are those people? Where do they work? What do they do? There is so much lack of information, especially in the digital art thingy. I don't know, concept artists, I only see the best of the best, and I don't even know if they have a stability in their work-life balance, I'm what? Where do I go, And even if you manage to start growing on social media and you start job hunting and stuff, it's still going to be really hard, because there are 1,000 people that are still going to have a better portfolio than you. And something that I really hate on the art industry is the connections thing, because as a person living on a foreign country, it's really hard, because I didn't go to the most amazing art school on United States. I don't have any connections. I can't just call someone up and be like, hi, can I work on your studio? Bro. And I feel like people are getting jobs because they have connections, and that is so unfair in a point, for other people. So that is more competition for you. And again, even when you get a fire portfolio, you might receive a lot of criticism, and that is like another obstacle in itself. You need to be able to take really hard criticism, knowing that you didn't have a good university. You were literally self-taught because you had no other option, and people are still criticizing your work. So you just need to suck it up and like be better, honestly, because you are going to receive a lot of criticism, and you are probably going to receive a lot of rejection on your portfolios. And again, still inside this topic, you need to be able to criticize your own work. I feel like with artists, you either think everything looks great or you think everything always looks really bad. So you kind of need to find a balance between this and try to be a good, give yourself constructive criticism, be able to look at your own pieces and be like, no, this, I really needed to work more on this, I need to redo this, blah, blah, blah. So you still need to be kind of your own art director in a sense, which is really, really hard. And sometimes it's just a small fix, but sometimes it's like you need to redo your own whole portfolio again. And it can really bring someone down and even lead them to give up on art. And I feel like even really experienced artists, they can really take their rejection too hard and give up. And even if they get any studio jobs, the knowledge of being laid off or getting rejected or not continuing on a project they were working with, this really huge job instability can really get to you. And that is why I admire artists so much, because they were able to push through and they tried again. And I feel like even our full-time artists that we see, they probably got rejected so much and they got really criticized and they kept going, So just understand until this point of the video how hard it actually is to become a full-time artist and have this be your job. But again, I feel like if you got to this point of this fourth obstacle, you might just give up out of the anxiety of having so much instability in your career or being rejected over and over and over again. And it's really, really hard. And again, I'm just here to tell you, I don't have all the truths on the whole world. So if you have a different perspective or if you think I'm saying something wrong here, please comment down. I will love to hear it. So going to the fifth obstacle, and that is kind of with the last one, but it's the social media freelancer path. So let's say you started getting your skill set ready and posting on social media, and you started finally getting some visibility, even if it's 50 years later. There is still so much oversaturation as a social media freelancer. I feel like there are so many artists on Instagram, there are so many artists on YouTube. It is so hard to stand out. It's so hard to actually get people to see your content and imagine buying your content. It's really just so hard. And at this point of the video, I just wanted to say that I love all Kelsey Rodriguez videos. I think she is absolutely amazing, and I admire her so much because she started talking about art and business. She kind of branched out, and I watched all her videos, but you can see from her videos, she never said that it was easy. She never said that she didn't work her ass off with her business, art is not make a couple of YouTube videos and blow up. No, if you really look into Kelsey's job, she has been working so hard, and that is what it's about. Even though social media is saturated, you need to push through and keep going. But it is really hard to stand out these days, especially with so many talented artists and so many different styles. You are just so lost about what you should do, where you should go with. And social media, the thing is, it kind of consumes your whole life. And Kelsey talks a lot about that, how we spend so much time kind of becoming a content creator and not really remembering that we are actually artists, just so we can survive in art these days. So I feel like this fifth obstacle is just being consistent on social media as an artist, having to post something every day and having to like adapt to short form content, like posting reels and posting on TikTok and posting shorts on YouTube, and having to have all the social medias. Like how many YouTube videos I've watched about artists talking about how they handle like 10 social medias at the same time, and it is so hard, and it's not a life for anyone. Like you really need to be up on your game to have a good schedule and be able to post and have quality over quantity as well. It is really, really hard to be a social media freelancer as an artist. And again, the anxiety that I talked about with the studio jobs, it comes back here with the social media. Like you might get so much anxiety of having to post and having to make great art again and again and again and again, and you feel like you can't fail, you know. And sometimes it's really hard to take a day off because people are expecting you to post, you know. And that is why I just wanted to say, I really don't want to discourage people with this video. I just want you to know the reality of being a full-time artist, and to say that I'm proud of you. If you are a social media artist and you're posting every day and putting great content out of you on YouTube, it is so hard. And I am so happy you're going for it and you're posting and you're doing this. It's going to work. And going to the, I think, 6th and final obstacle, you just need to be a business owner. Out of nowhere, now you need to be a business owner to be an artist in 2024. I love it. I just love it. If you were able to go against society and choose art as a career, get your skill level to a really good place, keep trying to make a good portfolio and apply to studio jobs, or decide to post every single day for the rest of your life, what will you get in return? You're going to have to learn how to be a business owner. It's really, this artist life is so amazing, you know, I just love it. So you need to learn how to do taxes as a business owner. You need to learn how to talk with sponsorships as a business owner. You need to not let anyone take advantage of you. You need to literally like learn how to make 1,000 passive income streams and like be able to handle them all in the same month. And you need to still be trying to make commissions with your active income stream. And you just, honestly, I think you've become X-Men right now, because you're just handling too much things at once. And that is normalized today. Like we see full-time artists that are successful, they do this. And I'm just like looking at it and I'm like, oh my God, you are a superhero, because Jesus Christ, you know. So it's just something that I keep thinking about. Like, you really need to learn how to market yourself. You need to learn how to sell digital products. You need to learn how to have an email list. You need to learn how to make a business plan, like a 5-year business plan. It is crazy. It is crazy out here. And I think that is the 6th and final obstacle. And if you are able to handle being a business owner and like find like a work-life balance inside of this obstacle, you've made it. You have made it, okay? And not only that, but I feel like inside the business owner, it is about like knowing how to price yourself is already really hard. Having customers to buy your commissions, that is hard. You need to learn how to set up your commissions in a way that it's sustainable for you. And you need to know how to make like actual contract. It's honestly crazy. But I think the worst part inside of this would be learning how to market yourself and knowing how to negotiate pricing and deals. I think that is crazy, but we're going to get there, guys. We're going to learn how to do that. But honestly, it's just crazy for me to think that to be a full-time artist, it's not about just sitting down and painting all day. You need to be your own business owner, your own video editor, your own account manager, your social media manager, and your marketing all in one person, and like at the same time so many other things that you need to be able to do. It is hard, guys. But again, I don't want to discourage anyone. I just wanted to say that this is the path to having a full-time artist job, and it's just something you either deal with and learn, or you just, I don't know, cry yourself to sleep every night and choose another job, which it's not an option for me personally. I am going to become a full-time artist. I am set on it, but just learning how hard it is to be there and seeing how much these other people have worked so hard for it is just kind of like discouraging and at the same time inspiring. It's actually crazy. But yeah, we're already heading towards the end of the video, and I just wanted to finish saying that it is going to take a long time to get established as a full-time artist. Like, I think it's all about patience. And again, this video is not supposed to say you can't do it. I'm just saying that, oh my god, how hard it is. It's so hard. But yeah, I've seen every single content about how to become a full-time artist, and something that I really take out of is that it's going to take maybe 3 years, 4 years. It's going to take a lot of time. And sometimes people don't even have that amount of time to spend on growing their business. So it's actually really hard. And again, there will be lots of lows in your artistic and professional journey. So just knowing that there are going to be better days and worse days, especially as an entrepreneur this day and age, it might be better for you to know how the things are actually going to happen without romanticizing the full-time artist life, you know, which a lot of people do. And I just feel like it takes so long to get an audience and like actually build an art community. And honestly, in 2024, you do depend on visibility for art. Like, if you want to make a lot of money, you need people to know you exist and like your work. So you either need to really apply to like 1,000 studio jobs at the same time, or you need to have a good following. And some people just don't like being social media artists, and those people might apply to studio jobs, but then they get laid off, and it's just really, really messy in my opinion. But in the end, I think it's all worth it to wake up every day and do something you love and know that you worked so hard to get here and get this business off the ground from zero. And it just takes a lot of perseverance and patience. And honestly, I'd rather spend my life doing this than any other job. But as a conclusion, I just want you to give yourself a hug today and tell yourself you're doing your best. And that is always enough. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video wasn't so sad. And if you like my videos, please subscribe and leave a like. I just started YouTube, so it would really, really help me. And if you guys have any doubts or any video suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'm really so grateful for you, and you've been so amazing in this journey. And I just wanted to say that if you're looking to be a full-time artist, you're going to do it. I believe in you. And this is the final painting. See you in the next video.